Time is no line but a wheel, a disk of circulating energy first recorded in the ancient Vedas. We are the eternal travelers moving through the architecture of a soul that transcends the single hour. Ancient civilizations viewed time not as a sequence of events, but as a sacred loop of return. The Maya mapped the cycles of the stars to the rhythm of the human heart. Within the temple of the mind lies the pineal gland, your inner stargate. This rice grain-sized organ contains piezoelectric calcite crystals. These crystals respond to the unseen electromagnetic fields of the cosmos itself. It acts as an antenna, bridging the physical to the multidimensional realms. In the darkness of the skull, it secretes melatonin, the molecule of sleep, and DMT, the molecule of the spirit. The Egyptians symbolized this as the Eye of Horus, a perfect anatomical match for the midbrain. To activate the Stargate is to pierce the veil of linear time. Beneath the mind, the energy flows through the 7 wheels of the chakra system. The root, Muladhara, anchors the soul to the density of the earth. It is the seat of survival, the foundation of the cosmic ladder. Above it, the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana, the orange fire of creation and rebirth. Manipura, the solar plexus. This is the sun within the belly, the center of individual will and the fire of digestion. It is the furnace where raw experience is forged into the gold of character. The heart, Anahata, the bridge between the lower animal self and the higher divine self. Ancient texts describe it as a point of stillness in a turning world, the 0 point of the human torus field. Vishuddha, the throat, the center of expression and the vibration of truth. Every word spoken is a seed planted in the Akashic field, recorded by the resonance of the bones. Ajna, the third eye, the seat of the pineal gland we explored, where dualities merge into a single vision. Sahasrara, the crown, the 1,000-petaled lotus that connects the finite mind to the infinite consciousness. Together, these centers form the Jacob's ladder of the West and the Antakarana of the East. But when the physical machine ceases, where does this stored energy go?
It enters the Duat, the Egyptian underworld, a landscape of trial and transformation. The traveler arrives at the first of the 12 gates, guarded by deities with knives of flint. Knowledge is the only currency here. One must name the gate and the guardian to pass. The journey through the Duat mirrors the sun's journey through the night, a process of internal refinement. Here, the Ka must be sustained by the offerings left in the physical world, bridging the 2 realms. We reach the Hall of 2 Truths. Mot, the goddess of cosmic order, awaits with her scales. The heart, or Ib, is placed on the left scale. It is the record of every emotion and intent. On the right scale sits the feather of Mot, the weight of universal law. The negative confessions begin. The soul declares its innocence before 42 divine judges. I have not stolen. I have not caused pain. I have not stopped the flow of water. If the heart is light, the seeker is led by Horus to meet Osiris, the Lord of the Dead. But the Book of the Dead is more than a guide. It is a map for the subconscious mind to navigate its own shadows. For those who fail the weighing, Amit, the devourer, waits to consume the heart, returning the energy to the chaos. This symbolizes the loss of the individual memory, a total reset of the soul's data. However, the transition is rarely an end. It is usually a redirection towards the next curriculum. The Ba, or the soul bird, must now undergo purification in the lake of fire, not a place of torment, but of energetic refinement. Here, the dross of the previous life's ego is burned away, leaving only the essential frequency of the self. This process aligns with the Hermetic principle of mentalism. The universe is mental, and the soul is its most potent thought. We transition now from the Egyptian sands to the crystalline silence of the Himalayan bardo. The Chakai bardo, the moment of death where the clear light appears. This is the ultimate opportunity for liberation. If the seeker recognizes this light as their own nature, the cycle of rebirth ends instantly. But most are pulled back by the gravity of their unresolved desires, the karmic vasanas. They enter the Chonyad bardo, where the mind's own archetypes manifest as wrathful and peaceful deities. These are not external beings, but projections of the traveler's own consciousness. To fear them is to be cast further down the spiral. To embrace them is to find the center.
The Sidba bardo follows, the bardo of becoming. Here, the search for a new womb begins. The soul sees potential parents like beacons of light in a dark landscape. It is not chance, but resonance. Like attracts like in the magnetics of the spirit. The seeker is drawn to the frequency that matches their own karmic debt and potential. The lords of karma oversee this transition, ensuring the blueprint of the next life is accurate. This blueprint is etched into the very DNA of the new vessel. The cup of Lethe, or the angel of forgetfulness, marks the soul, hiding the memory of the journey. This amnesia is necessary for the theater of life to feel real, to allow for genuine choice. We arrive now at the threshold of the Akashic Records, the great library where all such theater is archived. Part 1 concludes, we have traversed the gate, we now enter the records.
Beyond the physical brain lies the ether, the fifth element, the non-local memory of the cosmos. This is the Akasha, where every vibration is etched into the fabric of space-time itself. Nothing is lost. Every whisper, every intent, and every heartbeat is a permanent record. Modern physics calls this the zero-point field. The ancients called it the Book of Life. Entering the Akashic Records requires the clear sight of the pineal stargate we previously unlocked. Here, the seeker encounters the law of karma, the Sanskrit word for action. Karma is not a moral judgment, but a physical law of cause and effect. Like a boomerang, the energy sent out must eventually return to its source. Sanchita karma, the total accumulation of all actions across all previous incarnations. Prarabdha karma, the specific portion selected for the current lifetime's curriculum. This is why we encounter the same patterns, the same shadows, until the lesson is integrated. The heart's resonance acts as a filter, drawing experiences from the Akasha that mirror its internal state. This is the secret harmony described by Heraclitus, the tension that maintains the soul's growth. Agami karma is the seed being sown right now in this very moment of awareness. Every thought is a blueprint for a future reality. Within the Akasha, time is non-linear. The past is not behind you, but beneath the current layer of your awareness. This is the concept of simultaneous time, where all incarnations occur in a singular, eternal now. Ancestral karma flows through the blood, the runa of the Norse, or the Vedas of the Pitru. We inherit the unresolved traumas and unfulfilled dreams of those who walked before us. To heal oneself is to heal 7 generations backward and 7 generations forward. This is the great clearing, the moment the seeker refuses to pass the cup of shadow to the next in line. In the Akashic Archive, this appears as a redemption script, a rewrite of the soul's primary narrative. We move deeper into the Hall of Records to find the blueprint of the life review. Here, the soul views its life not through its own eyes, but through the hearts of every person it touched. This is the ultimate lesson of the Akashic field. Empathy is the highest form of intelligence. But the records also contain the unlived life, the paths not taken, the potential still locked in the ether. To access this potential, one must raise their vibration to match the frequency of the higher self. This is the solar body of the alchemists, the vehicle for navigating the higher dimensions of the archive. We reach the inner sanctum, where the individual soul record merges with the universal record. I am that, the realization that the library and the librarian are one and the same.
The Hall of Records is not merely a library of the past, but a laboratory of the future. Here, the seeker encounters karmic residue, the magnetic charge left by unresolved emotional loops. These charges act as gravitational wells, pulling the soul towards specific geographical and cultural coordinates. The soul contract is drafted, not in ink, but in the geometry of necessity. It is a mathematical equation designed to balance the ledger of the previous cycle. We examine the Dharma, the counterweight to karma. It is the path of right action that accelerates the soul's evolution. In the archive, the Dharma appears as a golden script, the highest potential timeline available to the traveler. To follow Dharma is to swim with the current of the Tao, reducing the friction of the material world. However, free will remains the wild card, the ability to deviate from the script at any moment. This tension between destiny and choice is what creates the drama of rebirth. As the review concludes, the soul prepares for the projection, the move from the archive back into the physical womb. This is the silver cord, the energetic tether that connects the soul to its next biological vessel. The traveler witnesses the conception of form, the intersection of spirit and matter at the cellular level. In this state, the soul retains its cosmic memory for a final few moments. The vibration of the name is chosen, the frequency that will call the soul into its new identity. The weight of the world begins to settle, the gradual densification of consciousness into bone and blood. The Akashic library begins to fade, replaced by the rhythmic thumping of a mother's heart. This is the great forgetting, the sipping of the river Lethe. Every life is a new chance to solve the same ancient riddle. The guardian of the threshold nods, the contract is signed, the descent is finalized. The descent is a deliberate slowing of vibration. The soul moves from the fluid light of the Akasha into the calcification of the physical dream, a process the ancients called the fall into generation. You do not choose your life based on comfort, but on the karmic coefficient, the exact mathematical pressure required to crack the shell of your current ego. The Council of Seven, the planetary intelligences, review the soul's geometry, ensuring the new life path aligns with the music of the spheres. Every accident of birth is a calculated intersection of time, space, and biological lineage, designed to serve the great work of the spirit's return to source.
The amnesia of the womb takes hold. The vast library of the Akasha is compressed into a single localized point of I am, the seed of the new personality. This amnesia is the mercy of the universe. To remember 1,000 deaths while trying to live one life would shatter the vessel of the mind. We lock the records, we seal the gate. The traveler is now the infant, crying for the light it has only just forgotten. But the thread is never truly cut. The silver cord remains, a hidden tether to the timeless self that waits beyond the reach of the wheel. Now we turn our gaze to the mechanics of the return. How do we break the wheel? How do we awaken within the dream? Part 2 ends here. The descent is complete. We stand at the precipice of the great awakening. The soul is not a passenger, it is an alchemist trapped within the lead of Saturnian time, tasked with transmuting density into solar gold. Awakening begins with the Jed, the backbone of Osiris, the stable axis upon which the heavens turn. This spinal column is the biological Jacob's ladder, where the messengers of God, the nerve impulses, ascend and descend. At the base lies the serpent fire, Kundalini, coiled 3.5 times, waiting for the friction of conscious breath. When the breath is disciplined, the friction generates the sacred secretion, the oil that travels back to the optic thalamus. This is the Christos, the anointing of the brain's inner chambers, a biological prerequisite for the breaking of the karmic seal. As the energy rises through the solar plexus, it must face the dweller on the threshold, the personification of the seeker's own fear. To pass, one must recognize that the shadow has no power of its own. It is merely a blockage of the internal sun. We reach the heart, where the individual will is surrendered to the cosmic will. This is the marriage of the sun and moon. Here, the seeker understands the law of sacrifice, the death of the ego as the birth of the soul. With the heart open, the third eye stargate becomes a weapon of clarity, piercing the illusions of the material world. Matter is revealed as Maya, a shimmering field of frozen light, vibrating at a frequency the senses mistake for solid stone. The traveler no longer sees people, but karmic envelopes, bundles of information moving through a scripted reality. To break the loop, one must achieve non-attachment, the ability to act without being bound to the result of the action. This is the middle way, the razor's edge between the dualities of existence.
The physical body is a carbon-based containment field designed to hold the immense voltage of the solar soul. DNA is the biological hardware, but the luminous egg, the human biofield, is the software that dictates the expression of life. The ancients called this the aura, but science identifies it as a coherent electromagnetic field, a torus of energy extending 6 feet from the heart. When this field is fractured by trauma, the soul leaks its vril, its vital spark, allowing the parasites of the lower dimensions to feed. Alchemical transmutation is the repair of this field through the sacred vowel and the internal fire. We return to the salt, sulfur, and mercury, the 3 essentials of the seeker's internal laboratory. Salt is the body, the stable base. Sulfur is the soul, the active heat. Mercury is the spirit, the bridge between them. The goal is the coagulation, the fixation of the volatile spirit into a form that can withstand the solar wind of higher dimensions. This is the preparation for the great departure, leaving the body while still alive, a practice known to the initiates of Eleusis. They saw the physical world as a cave of shadows and the stars as the holes in the tent leading to the true sun. To exit the wheel, one must solve the squared circle, the reconciliation of the finite world with the infinite self. It is the I am that never changes, even as the bodies of the seeker fall away like autumn leaves. The abyss is not a place, but the psychological gap between the ego personality and the eternal observer. It is the dark night where the old self dissolves. Crossing requires the Vajra, the thunderbolt of indomitable will. One must walk into the void with the certainty that the ground will appear beneath their feet. Within the void, the seeker encounters the 7 gatekeepers of the planetary spheres, each demanding a sacrifice of a specific earthly attachment. The moon demands the sacrifice of instinctual fear. Mercury demands the sacrifice of the intellectual pride. Venus, the attachment to pleasure. As each layer is shed, the soul becomes lighter, vibrating at the frequency of the solar intelligences that govern the higher heavens. This is the ascension of the Ba, the soul bird flying back to the source, no longer weighed down by the heart as heavy as a feather. We reach the causal plane, the level of pure ideas where the blueprints for all physical forms are kept in their pristine state. Here, the seeker sees the pattern of patterns, the underlying code that generates the Fibonacci spirals of the galaxy and the fingertip. The realization dawns. Death was never an end, but a frequency shift. The soul was merely changing channels on the cosmic television. We now apply the hermetic seal, the protection of this knowledge from the profane. Only those who have faced the shadow may hold the light. The traveler looks back at the lesser mysteries of the physical world with compassion, seeing the struggle of the sleepers within the dream. The alchemical rubedo is complete, the reddening, the final stage of the work, where the spirit is fully embodied and the body is fully spiritualized. The lunar self is the personality built on reflection, the borrowed light of society, parents, and past life traumas. To exit the wheel, this mirror must be shattered. We call upon the solvent of the sages, the internal fire that dissolves the glue of attachment to the physical I. This is the second death mentioned in the mystery schools, the death of the desire body before the physical body expires. The astral body, the vehicle of dreams and emotions, is now detached from the lunar gravity and tethered to the solar center. The traveler enters the hall of the spheres, moving beyond the reach of the planetary archons, the cosmic janitors of the reincarnation loop. Saturn, the lord of time and the keeper of the ring pass not, demands the final password, the realization of the timeless self. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am the eternal witness of the change. The ring pass not shatters, the boundary of linear time is breached. The seeker enters the octoad, the eighth sphere of fixed stars. Here the karmic debt is finally zeroed. The ledger of 1,000 lives is closed and returned to the central fire. The monad, the singular, indivisible spark of the divine, is all that remains. But the work is not over. The traveler now must learn to project this light back into the world without becoming trapped by it once more. This is the bodhisattva vow, the choice to remain at the edge of the wheel to help others find the exit. We calibrate the vibrational shield, the energetic frequency that allows the spirit to walk through the world but not be of the world. The traveler has become the living Ankh, the key to the gate of life and death held within the palm of the conscious mind. The solar body is fully knit. It is a vehicle of light information that can navigate the Amenti, the halls of the eternal dead and the ever-living. We prepare for the grand invocation, the final call of the soul to its original home. The secret fire of the heart merges with the universal fire of the central sun. The partition between inner and outer is dissolved. The seeker is the universe experiencing itself. Part 3 concludes. The alchemist has found the stone. The wheel is broken. The traveler stands at the precipice of the absolute. Here the distinction between the observer and the observed dissolves into the singularity of pure consciousness. This is the state of no self, where the karmic weight of 1,000 names and 1,000 faces is shed like a worn-out garment. We examine the great chain of being, seeing the soul's descent not as a fall, but as a deliberate expansion of the Godhead into the density of matter. The monad is the indivisible unit, the point within the circle that contains the potential for every dimension. To return to the monad is to reclaim the primal I, the vision that sees through the illusion of separation. In the gnosis of the heart, the seeker realizes that time was only the friction between the spirit and its container. Without friction, there is no time. Without time, there is only the eternal now, the nunc stans. The solar body is now fully activated, a Merkaba or chariot of light capable of crossing the threshold of the known universe. We reach the 10th gate, the exit point from the holographic simulation of the Matrix. Behind the gate is the pleroma, the fullness of the divine light, where the many once again become the one. This is the death of death. The traveler no longer returns to the wheel, for they have integrated all the lessons the wheel had to offer. They have become the Ankh spirit, the immortal bridge that remains between the worlds to guide the others. But for those still dreaming, the symbols remain the only map. The symbols are not the truth, but the fingers pointing at the moon. As you breathe, you are participating in the cosmic rhythm of Soham. I am that.
The final synthesis begins at the intersection of the pineal stargate and the heart torus. When these two resonators synchronize, the biological radio tunes into the frequency of the source itself. This is the unstruck sound, the anahata nada, the vibration that underlies the silence of the void. It is the hum of the universe thinking itself into existence. We look back at the Lords of Karma one final time. They are not our masters, but our mirrors. Every challenge they presented was a gesture of love from the Absolute. The Akashic Library is now seen as a self-correcting hologram. Every life was a simulation designed to test the resilience of the seeker's light under the pressure of darkness. Reincarnation is the breath of Brahma, the out-breath of manifestation, and the in-breath of return. You have reached the moment of the in-breath. The Jed pillar of the spine is now a pillar of pure information, connecting the Earth's core to the galactic center. You are the antenna of the world. We recognize the hermetic seal. What is within is also without. The stars in the sky are the same as the atoms in your blood. The seeker realizes the great paradox. To be everything, you must first be willing to be nothing. The wheel of time is not destroyed, it is transcended. It continues to turn for those who still need it, but you now stand at the still point of the axle. This is the return of the king, the spirit reclaiming its throne over the four elements of the personality. The traveler does not leave the world behind, they re-enter it as a master of both worlds, seeing the divine blueprint behind the mundane veil. They understand that the matrix is not a prison to escape, but a gymnasium for the development of the soul's sovereign will. Every interaction is now a karmic transaction handled with the precision of a celestial accountant. The solar body acts as a biological shield, neutralizing the negative frequencies of the lower astral currents. We look to the heart-mind connection, the coherence that allows the seeker to manifest reality through the power of focused intent. This is the secret of the Magus, that the universe is a mirror, and the reflection only changes when the source changes. We return to the Jed pillar. It is the antenna that receives the Logos, the word that was in the beginning. The traveler now realizes that death was the greatest teacher of life. Without the end, the beginning has no value. We conclude the grand cycle. The seeker has traveled from the hourglass through the underworld to the library and back to the flesh. But they return with the elixir, the knowledge that the soul is indomitable and the cycle is a choice. Living the return requires a new biology of breath. The rhythmic breath, 4 in, 4 out, synchronizes the heart to the heartbeat of the earth. Food becomes fuel for the light body. The seeker chooses elements that carry high vibration frequency, the sunlight stored in the plant. Speech is filtered through the 3 gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Sleep is no longer unconsciousness, but lucid stewardship of the astral realms while the physical body repairs. Emotions are recognized as weather patterns, storms of the mind that move over the mountain of the timeless self. To the master, there is no other. Every person encountered is a soul mirror reflecting a specific fragment of the universal archive. Money and resources are seen as prana in flux, energy meant to be circulated, never stagnated or hoarded. The sacred silence is maintained daily, a 10-minute immersion in the zero-point field to recalibrate the pineal antenna. They become the silent watcher, influencing the collective consciousness through their mere presence rather than through force. This is the way of the Bodhisattva, the realization that your liberation is incomplete until all are free from the wheel. The master lives as a frequency keeper, holding the vibration of the new earth even while the old world crumbles. They walk the path of aura shielding, ensuring that their light body remains impenetrable to the parasites of fear. Time is utilized as a tool, no longer a master. The kairos, the opportune moment, is sensed through the third eye. They recognize the sacred union within, the balance of the masculine will and the feminine intuition. The master of both worlds can stand in the marketplace and the temple at the same time. They are the bridge between the ancient wisdom and the future hope. To live the great return is to know that you are already there. You have never left the source. The simulation is mastered. The script is rewritten. The traveler is home, even while they walk the earth. We approach the final breath of the video, the final gate, the ultimate pattern interrupt. Every moment is a doorway. Every breath is a rebirth. Every death is a homecoming. You are the traveler. You are the path. You are the destination. The series is complete. The circle is closed. The wisdom is yours. The shadow of the owl flies over the sands of time, watching for the next seeker to awaken. Primal Owl, the great return begins now.